We are back at our old fishing area here, where we had all our boats in the past, and then we moved then upriver, so past that red bridge, and I want to do something with this area. I think that makes sense to have some commercial buildings in here, because if you think about it, when you have an old area like that, you usually transform that into some commercial and something to attract tourists, and that's what I did. But I start here trying to get the angle right for that track, because it doesn't look quite good. I think the problem is when you have intersection for train tracks, elevated train tracks, actually almost any types of roads really, then they just look weird when you have an angle. But I think I managed to get that as good as possible and the way I wanted. And then I replaced the key that we had here in the river, so we could add something a little more fancy, because I also want to do a pedestrian path in there. And I think that will look pretty good if we do something like this. And then I'm just making sure that we have some sort of space here so we can have some buildings, but won't be, I don't think it's anything very special. It's just a nice area now, and I'm glad that I did that. I think this was one of those empty spaces that we had for a long time, and I wanted to do something with this for quite a while. I keep saying in previous videos, I kept saying actually in previous videos that I want to do this and that in this area, but I never actually got to that. So here I am actually doing something. So what I thought there is that we have some space between the pathway and the buildings, so they won't be all facing the water, so that'll be the back of the buildings. And then we have these roads that will go throughout all these areas, so that'll be mainly this road and one more. And here I'll do another entrance to the natural reserve that we have here, because I think that'll be a quite nice addition to this area, especially with this long path that we've just did. I think it makes sense if we kind of could continue to go and then even cross the river if you want to through the natural reserve. And that's exactly what I'm doing now, and I think this was really well integrated, and I think this is an area that will be used a lot. So as you can see, I used the elevation there to work in our favor, so we wouldn't actually interfere with our camping at the top there, and I quite like that. And I just adjust this a little bit so it would look the way I wanted. And then I've added only lower not residential, commercial, and redid the water connection there because it was a mess before. So let's make sure it looks as good underground as it looks above ground. So yeah, that's my goal there. Then obviously making sure that we had the proper districts in place. The name of districts is the same as before. I've just increased the area so we could have that. And then I've recreated the old bus line that went through this area to the not transport hub, the bus hub, so the interstates and the local buses. And I've also added this new metro line here, and the reason why I did a little bit of a cut in there is because I was struggling to put that in that next to the entrance, and I had to move that a little bit to the left because otherwise it wouldn't go underground on the river. So that's the reason. I spent like quite some time trying to figure that out, and it was quite boring. That's why I didn't want you to show you that, because it was really me trying to figure out a better way to put that metro line, which is being used quite a lot as well. So I think there is nothing much to this area. I didn't want to do like go crazy in here and make it very populous or anything like that, but I want to have like a buffer between the highway and that area. And here I was trying to hide that curve on the curb there, and then I figured out that if I put underneath the road, that will be hidden. So that's what I did that. But again, a lot of the buildings were upgrading, and it seems that everyone is happy here. Take a look at that. This wonky pathway, I just fixed it right now because after we put the buildings, they changed the height, and I want to be level. And then I did some put down some trees in there, make it very dense, so we would kind of connect with the natural reserve. But even though that's not natural reserve anymore, but this makes the transition to this area. And here, just crossing the river where we had our self-sufficient houses, I thought we had like some empty space, some weird empty space in this corner here, and I thought that we could make it better. So here I am, just fixing that up, doing some like interesting shapes there, just playing a little bit around with the space that we have, using the pathways there to connect one side to the other. And I'll do another one in here to go behind the high school, and I'll add some more trees, and that'll be mostly residential in here, but I'll still do some commercial, because as you can see, there is still demand for commercial in there, and the city has quite a bit of demand for commercial, to be honest. I don't know if I didn't pay attention if after adding the space elevator the demand for commercial went up, but I have a feeling that it did, because that's quite a lot. I feel like I'm just adding commercial, and it never ends. But in this area, I took a look at the parking for the library in there, and it's quite full. So I decided to add a new one in here, just on this corner, and do some commercial there as well, so we could have this side of the these developments all ready to go. But I'll jump with you guys in the live mode and show you a little bit more around. Take a look at how good this area looks. So you even have 2 KFCs there. How good is that? So let's take a look around and see what we have here. I'll change the camera modes just so we can easily go around. I really like this road that we have here. I think this looks quite nice. It's a very, very commercial road. And we have the fire station over there. And it just looks good. Looks like a very expensive bite. Oh, not bite. I'm looking at the advertisement on top of the building and big bite, but this just looks like an expensive shopping area. And I kind of like it. I really like it. And we do have the train going up there, as you can see at the top. Oh, there it goes. Really, really nice. People in the city likes KFC. Another one. Chicken and waffles are back. So at the end of the road, you get to the national park. And there you go. Look at how many people are using this now. As I mentioned, I had a feeling that a lot of people would want to use that, and this really looks really nice. I really like this path on the quay as well, and I think this looks pretty good. There are people walking on it. They used to mainly get to the metro station and to the park. So really, really nice. Another thing that I want to show you that I mentioned is where the actual subway or metro station is located, and there it is. We have 88 people using that per week. 126 actually. I stand corrected. And we do have our buses coming and going through here. There it is. So I think it's going to the other side now. It's going around. So it's alright. The bus will come through here. We'll come up in there and join. I think it'll turn around here and join in this station. So the Metro Intercity Bus Hub. And this area still has so many people. I really like to see all of them coming and going. It's really pleasant to see all that. I really like it. Our parking here is full. Yeah, this is what I did for this area. And obviously there is this integrated area with the national park here, and the pathway goes around here. If they want to go to that side, they can just go around here and go over there. And I put all these trees around here just to make. I also slowly transitioning from these type of trees to those, so you can see that there is a mix in there, which I think it's like naturally it would happen, but not that this was naturally made, but I think it makes sense. With time, it grows, right? There we go. This is this area. Now looking across the river. So let's go in there. They're complaining about not having enough educated workers, but I think they just arrived in this area, so we have to wait a little bit before we have more educated workers to work in here. The parking lot here is quite busy as well, which is nice, because that's exactly why we built that in there. So let's take a look. Yeah, it's less red, it's more orange now. Good. So that means that probably they're coming in here, hopefully. And this is the new area, just still upgrading buildings in there. Oh, we just lost again. No. So as you can see, we are upgrading to level 2. And by the way, I don't know if you know that, but clicking in here and mousing over, let's say, this level here, it tells you what you need for them to level up. So if you're stuck and you don't know how to make it happen, just take a look. Right now, what we need is more education. We have schools around. That is one here, that is another one there. So there you get educated. Just give it some time so they have time to actually finish school. This new pathway, a lot of people using instead of the roads in here, which is quite good. And this one, well, there's not many people in there, but I think it's nice to have and made this area a lot different. So really, really pleased with this area, which doesn't look so empty anymore. I like it. I don't know if I'm building anything around here. I think this probably will be this for this area. And in here, I think we can just do maybe some more detailing in this area around here, around the station, and we can finish that as well. And that's one thing that I want to show you. Do you remember when I was placing all those trees here at the farming suburb? Look at that. Look how good they look now, completely integrated with the house in there at the back of the house. So that green corridor in there is really nice to see. I like that. Now that I just saw that we have space in here, we might do something in this area, but I'll leave that to another episode, because what we had to do, we've already done. I also moved one water tower to here, because look, I have to say, I'm sorry, but having all the water towers on a corner was meant to be something temporary. It's not to be like all water towers in here. So I am slowly moving them around. So this was one. I've added a couple more in a previous episodes. I think we had an old style one somewhere around here. In here, that is another one that I did somewhere else as well, and I think that's looking good. Now I do want to fill this gap in here and make it something nicer. Maybe another pathway over there, but I don't know that's the area for this. I think on this side it makes sense, but not on that side. Maybe just some trees and we'll call it a day. But I think this is looking pretty good. Now this is the whole area that we've built, and this is a pretty big area. I like to see it from above because this gives us a better understanding of everything that we've done. And I'm kind of pleased with what we had there. And there's still some things to do, and we'll get there. But that'll be it for today. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We now have renewed or revived fishing area that there are no fishes in there. I could leave some boats or make like a marina or something like that, but I didn't want to. I think the area for boats and fishing is going there on the right side next to the newer residential area, and that's what I want to do. I hope you guys are pleased with that as well. As always, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I know that most of you haven't subscribed yet, so consider pressing that little button and the bell so you'll see when I get new episodes out. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.